Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we're here to help. And today in the Back Porch Lounge, we have Jason Wood from Miami Cigar Company. How's it going, Jason?
Yes, sir. Life is good, guys. Life is good. I appreciate you having me on today.
That is awesome, man. We appreciate you coming on, and we appreciate you supplying this awesome-looking cigar.
Yeah.
It's the Outcast cigar. So which line is this one, if you don't mind?
So that was an offset. It's an offset of our regular brands. Miami
Okay.
Cigar is the name of our company. So that's a larger umbrella company for what we're about, who we are, what we do. And underneath that umbrella, we have the Tatiana line of cigars. The cigar that we see in all different stores, obviously throughout the United States, does very well. It is an infused cigar, so a sweet cigar. Then we have the Nesta Miranda line, which is made at my father's cigar factory in Esteli. And we have the Don Lino Africa, which is made by AJ Fernandez and Esteli as well. And the Outcast, the one that we're going to smoke today, that's the new baby in the family. So it's been a couple years in the making, and it's a totally different smoking experience. One that I hope everybody enjoys. It's been in the market for about 10 months. It's doing very well. It's in about over 1,000 stores. So we're starting to see the traction in the stores. Yeah. Seen it out there all throughout the U.S. You can go to outcastcigars.com and you can find the retailer near you to find where it is located. About the cigar. So the cigar is a different smoking experience. The Outcast cigar name, I love Outcast, the brand, and I love Outcast, the band. So that's kind of why we came out with the name of it when we were thinking about a name. But it's not just because of that. It is Outcast because there are some outliers in the blend. And the main star of the show of the blend is the Black Cavendish pipe tobacco. So we did use pipe tobacco in this blend, in the filler. And the reason why we did that is we wanted to bring some aromatic qualities to the cigar, but different than how we do it with the Tatiana cigar, which is more of an infusion. This one is through the natural pipe tobaccos in the filler. On this blend, our first blend through Outcast, we used the Black Cavendish pipe tobacco. To piggyback off of that, we wanted to make sure that the entire blend was 100% premium and from different origins and different seeds that we were all familiar with. So we started with a Brazilian wrapper. The variety of wrapper from Brazil is actually a Cuba wrapper. Not one used very often. Brazil, we do know about a lot of Brazilian wrappers, but not so much the Cuba wrapper. The reason why it worked for us is we were looking for the toothiness and the actual aesthetics that wrapper gives us. So it's a nice darker wrapper, but it's not an overpowering wrapper. So it's not going to overpower the pipe tobacco, which is the star of the show again. So since it is a lighter wrapper, on the binder, we wanted to come out with something that just gave it a little bit of spice to it. Again, nothing overpowering, but something that we could at least feel. So we went with this Sumatra binder. Gives you a little bit of spice there, and then the Dominican fillers, and lastly the pipe tobacco, the Black Cavendish, which rounds out the cigar. It does have a subtle sweet tip on it, so just to be ready for that when you guys smoke it. Some people are pro or anti-sweet tip. I'll just say just give it a chance. It is subtle. After the first third, it does go away, but it adds to the smoking experience. So like I said again, I personally like medium-bodied cigars. Some people like mild, some like full-bodied. This is definitely a mild plus cigar. But it's one that I'm enjoying now regularly, not just because it's our cigar, but it is a total change of pace. It's a fun cigar. You smoke it, you don't need to think much about it. It's just a cool smoking experience. The aroma's really nice. It's not overpowering. The blend is nice. It gives you a little bit, but it's a mild plus, not overpowering as far as strength or spice. And what I do love about it is the cleanliness of it on the palate. So what do I mean by that? Just at the end of smoking this cigar, your palate is refreshed. It's kind of like a refresher too. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times when I'm smoking some medium bodies, maybe even getting up to the full bodies, after a couple cigars, like your palate's pretty shot. And you want to have that other cigar where you're like, man, I don't, I'm just going to grab this one because I really don't taste as much. With the Outcast, when you do smoke that, it kind of resets your palate back to the beginning. 100% not the reason why we blended it the way we did. I had no idea it would have that effect on it.
It's a bonus.
But, it's a bonus. We actually got some of that information on the first events that we were doing. Finally getting like those fuller bodied guys to actually try the cigar, explaining it to them and say, hey guys, just give it a try. I'm here just for you guys to try the cigar. At the end of the day, there's cigars that we like, there's cigars that we don't like, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. Let's just try it. And then when they tried it, they're like, man, you know what? My palate is like refreshed. And I was like, okay, this guy's crazy. And then went to the next event and spoke to another guy, and he's like said the same thing without me even bringing it up. He told me, he's like, man, I feel like I have a reset to like my palate and I can go back to the medium bottom. Like, all right, well, this is obviously there's something there. And then going back to the factory and having the guys smoke it over there. And they got back to us. They're like, it really is just because it is such a clean blend. It really does refresh that palate. So I was like, all right, that's a good key for me to talk to some of the fuller bodied smokers and let them know, hey, it is a change of pace, but it is something that could be added into your arsenal of cigars that you guys smoke on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
this one on the cold draw, I got like a coffee with creamer and chocolate out of it, which is not something I usually pull out of anything.
Right. So
Besides
that's
coffee with creamer or, chocolate bar.
right. That's the Cavendish. So the Cavendish is going to be
Yeah.
the star there with that. Those would be two of the main notes that I would say off of the Cavendish that we use that you're going to get off of that blend.
That's fantastic.
I appreciate it. It's been so cool, like working with pipe tobacco. So never work with pipe tobacco. I've been with Miami Cigar for 18 years. Always visiting stores from the beginning, passing by the pipe tobacco section in the premium retailers and going into the humidor and checking out our product, not caring about it at all, right?
Right.
And then, so we work closely, we still work closely with La Aurora in the Dominican Republic. We used to distribute their brands. And one of the brands that we released years back was called DNA. And basically like the DNA of the country, and one of the tobaccos that we used in it was Andullo, which is the pipe tobacco in the Dominican Republic. They use it as chewing tobacco mostly. So we use that, and it did give different notes. And so fast forward about 6 or 7 years, and working off of the Tatiana line, and we're talking with the guys in the factory, thinking about what could we do different. I was like, man, I remember that DNA brand. Like I liked it was just a different flavor profile, and the aromatics were totally different because of that Andullo. I'd like to try something with the Tatiana brand. Not so much with that Andullo, but there's so many different options out there. Let's mess around and let's see what we can get at. One of the guys on our team is big into pipe tobacco, and he was like, man, Jay, I would love for you to try the Black Cavendish because it is very aromatic. It is a sweeter option compared to some of the others. It could be a natural transition for Tatiana smokers to the next step, or kind of like the graduation. We're like, all right, let's give that a try. Got some pipe tobacco. We took it over to the factory, had them roll the cigars. The initial concern was the moisture in the tobacco. So we're used to a certain level of humidity in our tobaccos. Pipe tobacco is much more moist than our regular premium tobaccos that we've been working with. Where, all right, combustion obviously is going to be the first issue. So let's work on that. Let's see what we can do. How much pipe tobacco can we use? Like how prevalent do we want that aroma to be? And I guess that was like the formula to that was, well, how much can we use to still have the combustion that we need for the cigars? So we finally came out with that. We got everything where we needed it to be in the Toro size. And we're like, all right, we have this. What do we want to do? Like, how are we going to release it? It happened to coincide with the 25th anniversary of the Tatiana cigar brand. We had never done, which is crazy because in cigars, including our company, we love to use those numbers, right? Like those anniversaries.
Right.
Everybody kills like all the 5 and the 10 and the birthday and the anniversary. And it's just honestly, guys, it's hard for us as manufacturers to come out with names. And when you get those milestones, like it just kind of makes sense, whether it's like the founder's birthday or the founder's amount of years in the business or just the business in general when they've been around. So we had never done that for Tatiana's, but the 25th was there and we're like, all right, let's go ahead and let's try this. I'll have a huge consumer base there for that brand. We'll get a good gauge as to where it's at, if it's something that we could release in the future. So we did 2,500 boxes, sold them at one of the PCA conventions. Retailers were excited about it, got it to the consumers. The consumers loved it, sold out quick. It was good. They wanted to get more. Okay, well, right now that was just a limited release, but we're working on something. So then 2 years later, that's when we were like, all right, we're ready let's release this as a full-on brand. I decided not to go under the Tatiana name and to have some fun with it. I wanted to have fun with the brand. I knew I had a blend that would work in the market. There's just so many people that can smoke this cigar. I think the range of smokers it's all over to be able to smoke it because it is an easy smoke and an enjoyable, fun one. So we're like, all right, let's have some fun with the branding. Another one of my buddies in the office was talking about like the Outcast, because it is an Outcast because of the blend, like because you're using pipe tobacco. Again, love Outcast, the band. We're like, all right, yeah, I like that. It's taken. We're like, that's got to be taken. Outcast Cigars is trademarked. Has to be. Well, let's check.
Gotta be, right? Yeah.
We checked. It is not trademarked.
Well, it is now, I guess. It is now.
Of course. I was like, that is crazy. It is so hard to find a name that's not trademarked. And all the ones that you like, when you finally think of one that you like, it's taken. So all right, let's check it. We check it. It's not taken. Grab that shit. We grab it. And we're like, all right, now let's get to work. Wanted to use a different design company than the ones we'd used in the past. So we're like, all right, we got some different suggestions from some of our box factories that they're working with different designers. We got these guys out of Dominican Republic and told them right away, these younger guys. I was like, this is what I'm looking for. I do want that singular logo. I want circular. It's just very easy to brand. And I do want an Outcast. I want some sort of caricature of an animal that is an Outcast, maybe one that walks around in solitaire, like by itself. That's what I want. It came up with a couple of different animals. The panther was one that we stuck with. And then they started with all the different iterations. And from the beginning, this crazy guy was out there, and I was just drawn to it. And I would show it to the team, and they're like, all right, number 3 is great. Number 4 we could work with, but that number 1 is terrible. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right, that's the one I liked. I'm like, all right, let's get him to fix him around, move him around. So then second round, I go with the comments that the team give it to the designers. They come back. I'm like, but don't take out number 1. Keep him. Like, I want him there. Like, let's put the other ones. Show them. They're like, all right, we're getting better. Number 3 is almost there. Why the hell is number 1 still there? I was like, listen, I love that cracky cat. Like, I love the beady eyes. Like, I think it's just out there. I think it's a polarizing logo. Whether you like it or you hate it, you're going to remember it because it's so weird and out there. All right, keep going back and forth. Fast forward another 6 months, still haven't picked the logo. And eating dinner with my wife. And she's like, what are you looking at? I was looking at my phone. I was like, you know what I'm looking at. And she's like, just decide already. Like, that's the one you want. Like, just go with it. Like, you love that logo, just use it. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So we went forward with it. Now everybody loves it. So I'm like, oh, you guys are all fakers. Like, you guys hated it before, and now you love it because they see it in the packaging, they see it in our booth in the show. Like, they see it in all the swag and the apparel and all the different promo items we have. And we're like, that shit's badass. I'm like, yeah, okay. Now you like it. Before you were hating on it. But it is what I was looking for. I was looking for something different that would stand out just to help going with the branding and all that. And it's been a fun project. It's honestly, it's the first project where I can remember having multiple manufacturers, our competitors coming up to us and saying, man, you guys killed it with the marketing for this. You guys killed it with the packaging of the product. Like, we really, like, it stands out in the humidors. Like, we're already seeing it everywhere. You can't miss it. So that's the whole point, right? I just need that trial of the cigar. And the easiest way to get that is to have the brand stand out. So that's it. I mean, that's basically the story of it, how it was born.
Yeah.
And now it's the hustle of getting into the stores. Once it's in the store, making sure the consumer knows, like, what the cigar is about. Because right off the bat, you see it. We're selling, obviously, to the owner of the stores or to the buyer of the retailer chain or whatever it may be. But a lot of times that information doesn't get all the way down to the staff that's actually selling the cigar. So there is a couple things. The wrapper being dark. So if I'm just working in the store and I'm not told about this product, or our branding and marketing and Outcast is not strong enough that they've gotten a chance to see what it's about, I'm going to put that cigar, naturally probably with some more darker cigars, in a medium to full body section. It's just natural. I mean, a lot of people don't know. They think the dark wrapper just has to be strong. And we know obviously that's not the case, but they're going to see it. They're going to put it with full body. They don't know it's a sweet tip. A full body smoker is going to grab it. They're going to hate the cigar. Like it's like anything in life, right? If the expectations aren't there, you're not going to like it. Like if you think this is going to be a sweet dish that you're eating and it's spicy, and you're going in with it sweet and spicy, like, oh, you're going to hate it. Like you have to have the right expectations when you're going into anything. Like, so that's been the challenge now. So the placements were there. Now the challenge is just making sure that education reaches all the way to the consumer so they know what they're getting into. Because if you do know, it's a great experience. It's a beautiful cigar to smoke. Like I said, it's fun, it's easy, it's clean. But it just, that information needs to be done. So things like this are super important for us now as well. Like just getting the word out there and letting everybody know what the cigar's about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I do, to go to your logo, the cat is surprised. Okay. His eyes are wide. It's like, hey, this cigar just surprises you. So
right. Surprised, or he's on what Zack says that he's not on.
I mean, that could be it too.
Or mix of the two.
Mix of the two.
It's just Zack on caffeine after about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have caffeine past about 5.
So, I mean, I take it the Outcast line is actually your baby.
Yes.
Because you're so excited about it.
Yeah.
You talked it up really well at PCA. So we figured that this was actually your baby here. That
So this is the first one that I've been able to get involved in from the beginning, having complete control of it. At the same time, obviously, just like the story I was saying, keeping everybody involved as much as possible. At the end of the day, having a vision, but you still want some feedback for certain things. So a lot of things that I saw going certain ways didn't go that way just because of the feedback, and we were able to adapt, with the exception of the logo. The logo never changed. It was the first one take, one shot.
I dig the logo. It's got like kind of like
it's catchy.
He's like mascot vibe to it, and it's just cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So in traveling, we've gotten a lot of comparisons to it that I didn't know. So one was like up in the PA area, they have a firecracker fireworks brand like Black Cat.
Yeah.
Black Cat. Yeah.
I thought about
That
that.
I knew nothing. I didn't know anything about the brand. They're like, that's a Black Cat, and I'm like, yeah, it is a Black Cat. And they're like, no. I was
No,
like,
it's
bingo,
Black Cat
you
fireworks.
got it. This guy's
Don't be
smart.
too honest.
Yeah. I mean, it does remind me of that, and I think it's maybe even yellow on their logo, but it's different. It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different.
That's the one that I get that we get the most of. But it's been fun. It's been a really cool experience, and like I said, just opening up like a whole new world of different blending opportunities and options that we can do with pipe tobacco. So partnering up with the best, and now seeing what else is out there. And just being excited, like, all right, this is just the first one, right? Like we could do many more, and there's so many different other types of pipe tobacco that we can use in blends moving forward.
For sure.
Yeah, it's I don't go by the jars anymore. Now when I go into the stores, I check them out. I'm like constantly on it. If there's something I like, taking pictures. Yeah, for sure. I haven't smoked a pipe yet. I need to. That I haven't done.
Well, I can tell you this as someone who has been not very good at smoking pipes. I like a pipe. It's pleasant. Packing the pipe is an art, and this is much easier to smoke than a pipe.
Got it.
My wife would prefer I smoke a pipe.
Yeah.
But due to the complexities and the work that's required to get it right, fuck it, I'm smoking a cigar.
Okay. All right.
She wouldn't complain about this one though, because the aromatics on this one is just like a pipe. Yeah, this has got really good aromatics to it.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of skill and learning curve in smoking a pipe without it being a problem, and I just don't do it often enough to be good at it.
Got you. Yeah, we've had the opportunity to go to the factories and see like the whole process of the pipe tobacco and everything as well. So it's just like I said, it's a whole new world. There's just different like opportunities and options that we could work on. It's super exciting to see where we could go with this, and just seeing. So initially I'll say I was very hesitant to lead with the Black Cavendish pipe tobacco. Like I was more like, all right, because with the Tatiana 25th, we never mentioned that it had pipe tobacco in it. We just said that we use different blending techniques, use different types of tobacco, but never said anything about pipe tobacco or Black Cavendish. So I was a little hesitant, I think because not knowing, like I was just a little concerned that it would kind of push people away from the brand. But after like just the first trip and just seeing like, you know what, all right, I don't even remember, it was like the third or fourth visit. I'm like, you know what, yeah, but actually the cigar, what makes it different, it has pipe tobacco in it. They're like, pipe tobacco? What kind? I was like, Black Cavendish. They're like, hey, John, get over here. Mike, come over. These guys love. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? It's like, no, these guys, they love to smoke their pipes. I'm like, shit, okay, bring them over here. And they would bring them over and like, oh, a cigar with pipe tobacco. I got to try that. And I'm like, here, try it. Like, let's try it. And I was like, shit. Like, all right. And then it gives you more confidence. Then go to the next store and then I lead with it. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Hey, you so-and-so. And it was like, okay, this was stupid. I should have done this from the beginning. Like I was making my life more difficult, but it was just I didn't have the confidence. Like I didn't have the confidence in it, to be completely honest. But now I see it, and there is a place, and it is different. If we're trying to have different branding, a name that's an Outcast that is supposed to be different, then really show why it's different. Like I knew why it's different, but don't be afraid to like just get it out there and show everybody and tell them why it is. Now we can really get into it, and now talking to the different pipe guys as well about like, all right, what other types of pipe tobacco do you think would be interesting in a blend and whatnot? And so working on samples. This was our second PCA with the brand, but it hasn't been in the market for an entire year. So I didn't want to come out with anything new as far as different blends, but we're already working on to be ready for the following show to have new blends out. Not sure about a limited capacity or just a second blend, full regular production, but just to be able to show like just the different levels where we can get to with this product.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, we kind of skimmed over a couple of things I'd like to go back to. Robert, did you have a question?
Yeah. How do you infuse cigars? I've never known. I mean,
so on the Outcast, for example, that was one of the challenges getting started. So our infusion obviously is through the pipe tobaccos, how we would actually place this pipe tobacco into the cigar so it would be evenly from beginning to end, that you would have the same smoking experience. So normally in the factories, when we're rolling cigars, whether it's a 5-inch cigar, 6-inch, 7-inch, whatever it is, they're never rolled to the exact size. So those of you that have seen the cigars being rolled or even been to the factory, they actually at the end, they go ahead and they cut it, right? With the guillotine, they cut it to the size that it needs to be, which is fine. That's how it's been done forever. The problem with that is that when we're making that cut now on this Outcast cigar, it's basically a 100% guess. We're playing, it's just on chance that where it's cut, the pipe tobacco is going to be at the foot of that cigar. So that whole process needed to be changed for us as well. We need to make sure, so when Outcasts are rolled, when a 5x50 Robusto is rolled, they need to roll at 5. When it's a 6x54, it needs to be rolled at a 6. When it's a 7, it needs to be rolled at a 7. Because for us, it's very important, not for us, for anybody that makes cigars and anybody who smokes cigars, that initial reaction to the cigar is the most important. That's what, for us, when we're giving samples to our retailers, that's what they're going to remember. That's what's going to get them to continue to smoke the cigar, be excited about it, as opposed to smoking a cigar that doesn't have it. In this case, doesn't have our star, which is the Black Cavendish. They won't really get what it is. So I don't get it. This just tastes like another cigar with a sweet tip. Yeah, that's because where the cigar was cut, there wasn't pipe tobacco because it has to be sprinkled. And so, right, that was the challenge for us to getting started in the process of this cigar, was how to get that done.
That was actually a question I was going to ask, was when you get the Black Cavendish, are you getting it in the chop format that is for pipes, or are you getting it in like a different format, like more like a full leaf?
So it's like a spiral cut, so they are already cut, and then what the factory does a second treatment to it as well, just to fine tune it a little bit more so it can be thinner. We don't want such long pieces of pipe tobacco just because of the combustion.
Oh, that makes sense.
So yeah, so we had to do different trials to make sure that smaller graded pieces would still give the same amount of aromatics as the longer piece. So we were able to find out the right ratio of how much we needed. So we actually need to use a little bit more when it is chopped up a little bit finer, but it helps with the combustion. The biggest challenge was we just released the cigarillos we didn't have before, so the tins.
Mm-hmm.
That's a challenge. So that like working off a 30 gauge and having the pipe tobacco window, that was a challenge, but we were able to get it done. And the aromatics on that one is crazy, just because it's so like the ratio of pipe tobacco to the rest of the tobacco is much higher.
You get 2 flakes per cigarillo.
Man, you guys are gonna laugh, but I'm gonna tell you a little inside shop. They use the bottle cap. A bottle cap is how they measure. It's like certain.
Every freaking works. It works.
Certain sizes will take 1 bottle cap.
Yeah.
Larger sizes take 2 bottle caps.
That's really cool.
I promise,
awesome.
this is not a joke. This is how like they decided this is the best way. And I'm like, look, I am not a cigar maker. I don't know how to roll a cigar. I don't say like 10. I don't want to like lie and say I do. If you guys think this is the best way, and I watch them and they get their little cap and they put the cap into the bin of the pipe tobacco, and then that's how they know how much they need to use for each set.
That's awesome.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's totally different process.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it works, it works.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't do first thoughts on the cigar, so we gotta do.
We'll go.
So
I'm
I don't know. Hold on.
Forget first thoughts, man. Just go.
This is
let's
gonna
talk
be
about
short
the cigar.
show.
Let's talk about it.
All right, let's just talk about the cigar then instead of the first thoughts. So like I said from the beginning, it did have that. It does have the sweetness, and it's already starting to go away. Like you said, I mean, almost first third gone. It's about gone, but it did have that coffee with creamer taste to it, and it had a sweet chocolate taste to it. Which, like I said, on the cold draw, I was like, I was tasting that right away. That's gone completely now. I don't have that anymore now that I've lit it. So that taste is gone, but it still has a really good taste to it. It's very mellow. I would put it probably like a mild plus on that scale as far as like strength. So that dark wrapper, like you're saying, don't be afraid of that. You know, it doesn't have that punch to the face that you're expecting. But it's very pleasant, and I'm enjoying it. How about you, Andy?
All right, so you all, sorry, Jason, the rest of these guys know how I feel about sweet tips, and Zach and I kind of...
I'm waiting for...
He's waiting to see it. God damn it, this is a piece of shit. No. Very subtle, and actually, you know, if you're going to have a sweet tip, this is the way to go about it.
Yeah.
Comparative to the other shit that, you know, Gibs has asked me to smoke or made me smoke over the years. No, the sweet tip was subtle. Yeah, you're right. It was gone within the first third, maybe even the first quarter. But it does have that pipe feel to it. You know, I was while you were talking about the pipe tobacco one, I'm like, I think I've got a pipe this will fit in. This would be fun. But I did a V cut on it, so there's no way I get enough draw on my pipe. But yeah, it's delicious. You know, it's very clean. I agree with what you said about it being like a palate cleanser. It's a very clean tasting cigar. But it's got that pipe, you know, essence to it. So I'm digging it.
Yep. How about you, Grimm?
Sweet tip and all.
I thought of a really good joke for this.
Aggressive.
This cigar catfished me. Ha ha ha. Yeah, because he's a cat and it's bitch. Look, man, I pulled out this
I feel
cigar and I was
terrible
like, man,
how
it's dark.
funny that is to me.
Yep.
I pulled it out and I was like, man, it's a dark wrapper. We're in the Habana range. It's gonna be, intense and all. I'm gonna take it out on a sweet, cigar Tinder date or whatever. And then I got it and it was like chocolatey and sweet and light and stuff. And I was like, you lied to me. I enjoy it though, man. Like it's all joking aside. I'm not a infused fan. Like I don't do the pipe tobacco mostly because a lot of it's flavored and such. I would put this on the list so far. Like I'm enjoying it, man. Like if I had to compare it to anything, it's like smoking hot cocoa without the super heat. Like
Right. Okay, that's fair. How about
Yeah.
you, Robert? Maybe
Are
not
you on
Robert.
mute?
How about Zach?
Okay, he's gone.
Oh, there
He's
you go.
gone. Guy was driving down the street with an incredibly loud muffler. It's annoying.
So you did us a
Yeah,
favor.
I agree with him. The flavor when I first lit it was there, and as it goes down, it goes away. So that's awesome because I like infused, but not heavily infused. The smell coming off the foot was awesome. It's burning even all the way through. I love how it smokes. It smokes the whole time. There's sometimes I'll light a cigar and I'll start smoking it, and I don't know that I'm smoking it because there's no smoke coming off of it. Where with this one, it's there, so it's pretty cool.
Fair enough.
Nice.
How about you, Zach?
Well, I'm always skeptical when there's a infusion or sweet tip or pipe tobacco, but as I've become educated over the past couple of years, that's not always a bad thing, and it is a nice change of pace. I've been smoking a lot of kind of medium to full, and it's nice and easy, and like I said earlier, it's a lot of the things I like about a pipe. It's light and kind of airy and doesn't have too much pepper when you retrohale it. It's pleasant the whole time, but I don't have to fiddle with it. I haven't had to retouch it. It's just working. Whereas when I
Awesome.
smoke a pipe, I spend half the time just kind of fucking with the hole to get it to light and keep it lit. So,
Right.
enjoying it.
I know there's some
Very
people
cool.
out there right now are like, so if a lot of you guys don't like flavor, don't like sweet tip, don't like any of that, why did you go see Miami Cigar at PC?
Well, I have a list of reasons.
Well, I know, and yes, and that is the reason.
That is my biggest reason, right there.
That's what draws us in. Draws
Awesome.
us in. We smoked that for years. Me and Andy, we have fond memories of sharing those cigars. But then we saw this, and we were very much intrigued. So we were very happy whenever you want to talk to us about this. So I do want to say thank you for doing that. But going into, talking about the flavored cigars and everything in the Tatiana line, how is things going with that, especially with like all the legislation that's coming down against flavored cigars and things like that, especially like in California where they're taxing the crap out of them and basically
Yeah,
trying to get them out of there completely.
California's definitely tough. They came out with their list and everything. So as of now, we're not selling into the state of California. So we decided just to get out of that altogether. So it is tough. We just got to stay on top of legislation, just make sure that we know what's going on and be able to adapt. So being a smaller family business, it does help us too. We can make decisions pretty quickly on the fly, and there's not just too many hoops that need to be jumped through. If we were to need to make a change or an adjustment or anything that needs to be done to stick in line with what they're asking for, what they're requiring. So we're constantly just staying on top of that. We have a good team of lawyers and everything on it to make sure that they let us know where we need to be, what we need to do, preparing for the future for things like that. It's not a new thing, unfortunately. It's a cloud that's been over us for a long time.
Yeah.
And will continue to be over us, right? But as long as it doesn't pour, it's okay. The cloud could just stay up there.
Yeah. Well,
So
it just seems like it's been building right here lately. I don't know why. It's just like all coming to a head now.
Yeah, Cali.
Here
So Cali
recently.
was a tough one. But I mean, it is what it is. That's their government. They want to decide how they want to run things and get it done. That's great. They're more power to them to do that. Just pivoting and just staying away from there and just being more into the other areas that kind of support our brands, get them moving. It's sad because it's just like the flavored or infused cigar has just like such a negative connotation to it in the market, and I don't get it. And I have a comparison that I use always that I think is pretty strong, and it's comparing it to the spirits industry, right? So when I'll be at an event or even at the show sometimes, or even with a retailer that carries our brand, and oh, I don't smoke that sweet shit, or I don't like that sweet, or whatever. Like, all right, that's pretty strong, right? Like that's what my biggest brand is, that sweet shit guy. Like,
Right.
okay, but why? Okay, but why? No, I just don't. I just never had, never will. No one like it. I'm like, oh, right. And just a random question out of nowhere. You like bourbon? I fucking love bourbon. Like, oh, what's your favorite bourbon? So they forgot about the sweet shit. The sweet shit is gone now. And they're like, oh, I like Eagle Rare. I like this or whatever. Like, oh, me too. But man, to start the day, like right when I get to the bar, you know what? I love like an old fashioned. And then I just go to my Eagle Rare neat. Me too. Hey, yeah, motherfucker. That's the same shit.
The same shit.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Same exact thing. You're adding sweetness or whatever kind of mixture to your bourbon. Why is it not wrong with liquor? And I don't think it's wrong. I drink cocktails all the time also, and I drink bourbon neat. I drink rum cocktails all the time, and I drink rum neat. Why can't you have a non-infused cigar and have an infused cigar? What's the difference? And they're like, okay. Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, you have your mind set, but I'm just trying to get you to open up a little bit because you already do it in another thing that you enjoy, which is drinking spirits. So it's frustrating, but it is, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? This is what we love to do. We love to smoke cigars. You could smoke whatever kind of cigar you want, but it's such little by little, like get that word out there to them. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not saying that I want you to smoke a Tatiana or I want you to smoke an Outcast only exclusively just that. Yeah, I mean, that would be great if you did, but there's a spot for it. There's a spot for it in your arsenal of cigars that you're smoking. It's frustrating, but it is something that we deal with. There are a lot of smokers out there that do enjoy infused cigars or pipe tobacco as well. So
yeah, for sure.
It's there, and it's a challenge.
And you're not getting much crap for the Outcast as you are Tatiana's, are you? I'm talking about like from legislation and stuff like that.
No, nothing at all yet. I mean, it's still a newer brand. I haven't even heard of it before. But just it depends so by the lay of the law, like how far they want to go, right? Because the sweet tip.
That's why I say it depends on the sweet tip. If they were giving you shit about that,
right? They could, but again, it's so great. Like everything is just great and maybe, and it's not worth it to not come out with a project and do it just because of that.
Right. Hell no. Yeah, absolutely. I'm
so.
right with you.
I have a Tatiana question. Since we're talking, since we're including that in this conversation, does Tatiana actually pick the flavors?
So she had in the past, but she hasn't in a little bit of time. But she used to pick them in the past. So Tatiana's my wife.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I started with.
You got that's how you got into the family.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they the brand story is actually pretty cool. We got a couple of minutes. I'll explain to you guys.
Sure.
The brand in '89, 1980. My in-laws started Miami Cigar Company. It's a couple from Holguin, Cuba. I'd worked a couple jobs throughout the United States through the time, just making ends meet, just trying to live that dream, the American dream, get here and be successful. Father-in-law got a job in the liquor business, started distributing in different parts of the United States, moving all around. Finally end up here in Florida, and they meet a gentleman that makes cigars. My mother-in-law decides, you know what, my kids are a little bit older now. I have some time on my hands. Why not start selling these cigars to all of the accounts where Nestor sells already? They know my father, they know my husband. So why not just go there as the wife and be like, hey, I'm selling these cigars or whatever. All right, so she starts doing that, gets it all done. Brands continue to grow to the level where Cigar Aficionado hears about this couple from Holguin, Cuba, that's making noise. They actually have reps. There wasn't reps at the time. They kind of created these, like the dons of brokering in cigars. Almost all of them started with Miami Cigar. Because Miami Cigar was like the first ones to get all these guys. Like a lot of them are retired now, even they've been in the business for so long. So they hear about this couple. They're like, we need to go down to Miami. They go down to Miami, interview, come out with a 5-page spread on the family and how it started and the whole thing. My father-in-law shows my wife the article like this. She's like, well, it's amazing, but you don't mention me in the article at all. I'm away, right? Messed up. I'm in school, but when I come down, like, for breaks and all of that, I help you guys. I used to deliver. I used to have a route. Like, you didn't even mention me. And he was like, he felt like shit, obviously. He's like, oh, I'm going to make it up to you. And then went back to the factory and he had the factory make these little tins with her name on it, Tatiana, and had them vanilla flavored.
Mhm.
And then she came back down. He's like, here, I made these for you. I know you don't really smoke, but when you go back up to college, instead of smoking a cigarette, like, your friends could smoke these. It's much more refined. It's nicer. It's more elegant, whatever. Okay. So she takes them, left another brick of tins there in the office. And the way they explained it to me during this time, so this is about like 93, 94, during the cigar boom, people would the phone would never get picked up because they didn't have cigars. Like whatever they had would go in and out. So people would go to Miami Cigar, go to the office and just buy what we had there. That was the way to like
Wow.
skip the line. So
Right.
a guy shows up and asks
cool.
Nestor, like, what's that on your desk? And before he can explain what happened, he's like, how many do you have? I'll buy them all. And he was like, well, I don't have them yet, but I can have them in a couple months. So the guy left and he called the factory. He's like, hey, you remember that gift that we made for Tatiana? Put those into production. So
Wow.
he never had any like thought of coming out with like an infused product or something that wasn't a traditional cigar. That was never the family's idea. Like in the business, they were never even into having like a name of the family as one of the brands. And that was kind of the one that like opened it up for both the infusion and having a family name onto one of the brands. So it was like, and I'm sorry that turned into one of the largest brands in our cigar industry and by far our biggest brand. So it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, that's a
That's
cool
an awesome
story.
story,
man.
I've not heard that story.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's a lot
Yeah.
better way than just he named
Yeah.
after his kid.
So off of that story, another one that's funny that shows where like how far the company's gone and my in-laws have gone. So my mother-in-law starts selling cigars. She knows nothing about cigars. She's visiting the liquor stores and selling them. And she goes into one of the stores and she's like, hi, whoever, I don't even know the guy's name, who he was. And she's like, oh, Mariana, do you have panatelas? And she's like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, I need to buy panatelas. Do you have any? So panatelas in Spanish is a pastry.
Mhm.
But panetela is a size also in cigars. So the guy's asking for a certain size of cigar from her, and she's like, let's say his name's Luis. Luis, it is on Spanish. Luis, are you crazy? Like, I sell cigars. I don't sell pastries. And the guy looks at her and he's like, oh my God, Mariana, you have a long way to go. she's like, why? She goes, I'm not asking you for a pastry. I'm asking you for a certain size. Like, it's like a size of the cigars, like a Robusto. Another size is a panetela. And she was like, oh my God. She went back to Nestor and Nestor was like, all right, this idea is over. Like, you cannot go to my customers like that. You have no idea. So she did more. She had to do more studying, obviously, and get
Yeah.
into it more because she was definitely not being asked for pastries.
Sweetheart, you're gonna man the phones till you understand
Yeah.
the sizes.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So Jason, what's your favorite music to smoke to?
Favorite music to smoke. So I think it goes by not so much like the cigar that I'm smoking, but like the vibe where I'm at, like what I'm doing. Like if it's during the day, if I'm on the boat,
Makes sense.
it'll be more
Makes sense.
of like a reggae type of thing, more like a Bob Marley-ish type of deal.
Nice.
If it's at night, then even at night it depends. So if it's at night, like before going to bed, then it would be something more chill. If it's at night, like we're having a night, then I'd have a little bit more upbeat music as well. Not so much off of the cigar. The cigar has its own reasoning as to we go to which one we want, obviously, depending where we're at. But the music will be more of the vibe that I'm with. With the cigar is just like in the morning, I think I have certain ones, like the lighter ones is definitely what I would go to more. If I'm drinking, like hard liquor, I'll tend to try to stay with lighter cigars also. Not always the best pairing because it kind of overpowers it a little bit. But for me, for whatever reason, if I go like strong on strong, it ends bad. It always ends bad for me. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, or
You
I
lose
can
your
do bites.
ability to tell if you're smoking it too fast.
yeah, exactly. So it'll end bad, either right away or the next morning it'll end bad. But if I want to get into a stronger cigar and I am drinking, then I'll turn down like what I'm drinking to be able to smoke that fuller body cigar. Just that's my body. That's how it goes with it. Pairing with liquor. So my son's a sophomore in college and he goes to school in Spain. So the first time we went to go move him in Spain, we go to the bar and I want to order a drink. My wife at the time loves like the espresso martinis, and the guy's like, "All right, you want an espresso martini too?" And I'm like, "Man, I like how it tastes. I just hate ordering it, and I hate the glass. Like I just don't like. Like I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like which is again like that's a consumer super like misconception or whatever. But that's just how I feel."
Right.
And he's like, "Have you ever had a carajillo?" And I'm like, "No, I've never. I don't even know what that is." And he's like, "Okay." So he brings out this bottle. It's liquor 43, and he's like, "So this is equal parts liquor 43 and espresso." shaken, and then we can pour it over a large rocks glass. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. I tried this shit and I'm hooked. This was like over 2 years ago already. This thing is crazy. Like it is the best drink, and it's with. So now whenever I ask like pairings for Outcast, we do events, and I take all. I mean, it's not a lot of ingredients, right? I just need an espresso maker and carajillo, and then a shaker, and we're golden. And if we do those and we make it, it's the best drink. Like to go with that, it's perfect. But I would say not mixed drink. I would do it definitely with the bourbons. The bourbons would be where I would go. A good bunch of different ones I like, or a rum, but I've been going more towards bourbon the last couple of years.
I was gonna say a good rum would go really well with this. I think. I mean, not that a bourbon wouldn't. A bourbon would. I agree, but I think
it worked out okay while it lasted.
I was gonna say
it's doing pretty good too.
It's working out pretty well.
But I think you're right. I think the bourbon might overpower this one just a little bit with being that mild plus. But
just pick a lower proof bourbon and you'd probably be okay.
But I want to taste that, is what I'm saying. I want to taste this cigar.
So instead of getting like a 100 proof or something like that, get like an 80 proof, and maybe put ice on it or something.
I would say I'd go as low as 60 if I was going to do that.
That's not a thing that you can buy.
That's not.
It is
that's not a thing.
You can add water to your bourbon to make it 60 proof, but it doesn't come that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it wouldn't be classified as bourbon.
Right.
Fair point.
Theoretically speaking.
Theoretically speaking.
Talking about Zach and I talked about the cigar a bit, and I don't know that Gibbs. I don't know if you were on that call, but if we hadn't chosen this cigar for the show, I had really thought about having this with coffee, because I'm really curious to see how this pairs with coffee.
Yeah.
So now I got to find somebody in a 30-mile radius that has it.
Yeah, you got to go to Outcast Cigars and check it out, and see. You got no retailer on there you can find. But I have a feeling that you're gonna have a care package sent your way in not too long.
Nice. I'm not mad about that at all.
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
I'm sure they'll have some Nestor Mirandas in there as well.
Look, just bring back.
What the hell do we do, right? That's awesome.
Just bring back the Buckhead, the Buckhead version of that and the Atlanta Braves version of that. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure that was just a label.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we had some fun with the Buckhead guys and that blend. That's for sure.
They're good guys.
Yeah.
That's
what I was saying. Me and him had those memories about Buckhead.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we were going to get Nestor Mirandas. We would just
all three of those assholes.
Yeah, we had a squad. We had a squad of guys there that were crushing through Nestors. That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those guys. So was Gibbs.
Yeah, and Kevin, I think the chef.
Kevin the chef. Yeah, Kevin Rathburn.
Yeah, Kevin the chef. Rathburn. Yeah, he would crush through the coffee breaks, the 4.5 by 50s.
Me too.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
Yeah,
Mike would
kill the Danos.
That doesn't surprise me.
Borm and Mike were crushing.
So outside of Miami Cigars, what do you grab when you're at home smoking?
So I always been with Pepin. So my father's cigars, they make the Nestors and stuff. So I've always been a fan of their product, their cigars. I tend to go towards them a lot of different blends. I do like the blue, the new cigar they came out with. I see it's very different than the other ones, but it's
good though.
It's more approachable for me. It's not too full bodied. So it was one that I see that's a little bit lighter that I tend to like more than some of their stronger stuff. So not in the Nicaraguan family with my father with Foundation. I like Foundation cigars a lot. So I find myself as a consumer, so whether it's with spirits or with cigars also, I have my mind kind of made up a lot of times before I even try the cigar. Love the guy. Love Nick. I think he's an awesome dude. I love what he's about, and just him at total what he does and how he really takes care of everything that he needs to take care of in his products. And the way that the product looks, not so much the names because I don't know what half the shit means, but the actual wrappers.
They're like historical figures and stuff. It goes really deep. It goes really deep.
He's smarter than I am.
I read it, I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy.
But the wrapper, it looks delicious. A lot of times, the cigar looks like a cigar that I want to like. So that kind of it gets me to those products more. That would be another brand that I really like. And then those would be my two, the two that I would go with.
Solid, man. Those are both solid brands.
Yeah,
solid sticks.
Yeah,
dude.
but I mean, there's so many good cigars.
Other than the Outcast, which is obviously your cigar, what within the Miami Cigar portfolio does
I
you like
crush
to go
Nestor Connecticut's.
to? Nestor,
Crush 'em.
Connecticut? Yeah.
I crush those. So I'm the only one in the office. Everybody smokes the Habanos. I'm the only one that smokes the Connecticut's, and
Connecticut.
you like the Connecticut. I just love it. It's just it's not a boring Connecticut. Like it still has a little bit of spice to it.
It is
Yeah.
not.
And I don't even. That's another one that I'm gonna think. Like I don't care what time. Like I can get that one and I'm smoking and I'm gonna enjoy it. Like it's not gonna get me somewhere where I don't want to be at all. It's always gonna be in the right spot.
Nice.
But I am the only one. Like the whole rest of the team, all Habanos or Africa, they do not do the blues. They're like, no, it's too light. It's a Connecticut. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. More for me.
Right.
You know, the new guy comes in
give
the
them to
office.
me. Give them
and
to
he's
me.
like,
I'll take
"Hey,
them
man."
all.
So
What was that?
Go ahead, Grim.
I said, you know that they had the new guy come in the office and they're like, what do you want to smoke? And he's like, I'll take the Connecticut. And they're like, those are Jason's. Those are
Yeah.
You can't have
Exactly.
those.
exactly.
Go ask him.
So, Jason, you're actually in Miami, right?
Yeah, we're based
So-
in Miami.
Best Cuban shop for sandwiches in Miami. Sorry, best Cuban sandwich shop.
I mean, Versailles is the spot. Like that's the one that
Versailles?
everybody knows and goes to.
Versailles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I grew up in an area where there's this place called Carreta, which is still owned by the same. They're owned now by the same family. But there's one in particular on Bird Road, La Carreta. That would be my go-to spot. Like if I was gonna go to one, that's the one that I would go to have the sandwich. But I mean, the one where you can't go wrong is Versailles, and that's the one where it's a show. It's just so huge. There's people everywhere. There's always people there. It doesn't matter the time you're in the muck in there. Like it's very Cuban nostalgia. Like that's the spot.
That's cool.
That whole
Here's-
setup for me, the best. When you guys ever go to a Cuban restaurant in Miami or even outside, you got to go to the ventanita, which is the window. So like the window that they have on the outside, that's where it goes down. You hear some shit out there. Like it's people stand out there for hours talking shit, and that's all they get. Their coffee or their croquetas, and they're just out there talking shit. Like the old Cubans will be out there talking shit forever. You hear the craziest still. Like unfortunately, it's most of it Spanish, so we don't understand.
I would be
You
well
can bring a translator, but
under-equipped there.
these guys will talk so much shit for hours. And it's like, I swear you go the next week and they're still talking the same shit. But it's so funny.
It's the
They-
same
So
conversation.
passionate. They had to talk to it in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. I heard a stat, and I
We
don't know if
haven't
it's true or not, but that they do double the business that they do in the restaurant in all of these places at the window. Like just
Wow.
at the window. Yeah, it's just constantly, there's always a line. And not a huge line, but 4 or 5 people, always. And it's like, but how many coffees and like croquetas and empanadas and little like pastries do you need to sell to beat out the restaurant? But I guess it's just the constant flow, and it's just more like doesn't stop. But it's
Man, the cafecito's $4.50. Come on, it's easy.
yeah, that's that's
Well,
true
I
too.
mean, that too. But that was going to be my next question for Andy. Best cafecito shop in Miami.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, that's Miami Cigar. It's not even a shop. You just come to the office.
The office.
We have
Nice.
Zoraida's coffee. Zoraida, I'm giving her a shout out. I don't think she's ever had a shout out on a podcast. She probably never even watched a podcast, but her coffee's the best. And
Look, I
she's-
bought a
and
mocha
that's-
pod just to learn how to make cafecito.
When you guys are in Miami, you definitely need to give me a shout so you can come by, have a cigar.
Hell
You
yeah.
definitely have to
Sure.
have some of
Yeah,
Zoraida's
definitely.
coffee. It's always on deck. I think she makes like 4 rounds a day, and it's always there fresh, another little cafecito. But whenever anybody shows up, it's like, oh, we need another round, and that's an add-on. That's not in place of the 4, so that means that day we'll have 5 or what?
Right?
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
And you
no
only
joke.
need
That just
one,
means
folks.
more coffee,
Just one.
more cigars. That's what you need. You need
Yeah.
both. Just go hand in hand.
It's perfect.
I love it.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And you only need one.
You only need one. So when you have 5, you're on another level. You're ready to go.
Look, I can see, sound, and hear color.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing is when we had, whenever we have, it's like somebody new that's never had the Cuban coffee before, or a new employee that's never been down to the office, and we're giving them like orientation and the whole thing. And they get the small little cups, like
Mhm.
with the little cafecito. They think they're being punked. They're like, what the hell is this? Like,
No.
"Wait, you don't think I can like handle a bigger cup? I'm like, no, man, I drink them out of those too. Like, it's just a little shot. He's like, no, but I need more coffee.
It's
None
of
there
that, you
for
won't.
your
Try
safety.
that one first.
It's
Try
for
that one
your
first.
safe there.
There's a federal law. You can only serve this much.
Right. We will not do that to you yet. Like with time, we will, but not yet. But
guys
they
wanna
always
skip
look
the
at it
harder
and they're
stuff?
like, "What is this new little cup?" I'm like, just drink it, man. You'll be good.
I remember going to a cigar
This is
shop
well worth
in Miami with a buddy that worked there, and of course he went and got sandwiches later that night. Of course, you got the old guys in the shop playing dominoes, and all right, it's coffee time. Oh, coffee. Okay, what coffee are we drinking? Oh no, here's your coffee.
Yeah.
It's what the shit. Okay, small, but I'll drink it. Oh yeah, I was hooked. Instantly hooked.
Everybody's sharing from one coffee. They just pour and give everybody their little cup.
Yeah.
What is this sharing coffee? I want my own. But yeah, it's powerful. She packs a punch for sure.
It should come with a warning label if you've never had it. I'm just saying.
We call it the Cuban crack.
It is.
Cuban crack. I love it.
Yeah,
When I make
what
one,
it
this
I'm the only one that'll drink it in the house, and I'm still perfecting the process because mocha pot's new to me, and making it,
okay.
is a new process.
Right.
But I'm the only one that'll drink it, and so yeah, I'm drinking, an espresso cup or more, like a double shot size worth of Cuban coffee by the time I've made it.
Okay.
I'm good for the day.
Do you make it with the foam? Do you do the foam?
Yeah, I do the foam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Only way to go.
There you go. There you go.
So
Got you.
yeah, but
That's good shit.
and I'm a guy that'll drink like 6 or 8 cups of just straight black coffee all day long.
Okay.
No, if
Right.
if I make one of those like lunchtime, I'm done for the day. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
not.
you get your whole fix.
It's worth it.
Since we covered all the the Nesters, the Tatianas, the Outcast. There's another line that I'm thinking of, and it's Don something or other, and I can't remember what it is.
Don Lino.
Don.
Yeah.
Lino.
So Don Lino Africa. Yeah. So Don Lino is a brand. It was actually the first Miami Cigar owned brand. So when Miami Cigar started, we were always just a distributor. So we would distribute for other brands. Don Lino was the first brand that my in-laws owned. So that they started just making their own cigars off of that line. So Don Lino through the years has had probably like 50 or 60 different blends. From like a Don Lino Maduro, Don Lino this, Don Lino that, Don Lino Box Press, Don Lino Black, Red, Green, all these different Don Linos. Don Lino Africa is the one that through the years has continued to stay relevant in the market at certain levels. Now it's in about probably like 400 to 500 stores, so it's at a lower level than where it was in years past, but it's still a great cigar made by AJ Fernandez. Soft box pressed Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Cameroon binder from Africa, so the legit Cameroon wrapper from Africa as the binder. Yeah, and then a 3-blend filler with a DR, Nicaragua, and Peru in the filler. So that cigar is a badass stick. That's the only one right now currently in the Don Lino line that's still active. Don Lino did very well as like some of the other brands was more so like value price point, some more bundles as well. So it just fit a need that the company had throughout the years. Online brands as well, like online exclusives. But as all that changed and all the online retailers started buying their own factories or working directly with factories, it kind of made it more difficult for us to continue the Don Lino line that way. So it's kind of fallen off a little bit. We don't have the sales force that we used to have in the past. So I used to have a team of 20. And then in 2020, we decided to just go over the phones. So we only have 3 guys over the phones. We travel to all the conventions, do the big multi-vendor events. And now with Outcast, we've started to travel a little bit more, but change the whole structure of our business, which helps with the Tatiana brand strived with it, but some of the other brands struggled a little bit. During that time, we had like Toscano, La Aurora, we distributed brands. But once we got rid of the sales force, we were like, guys, you know what? We'll continue to sell your product, but unfortunately, we're going to need to, you guys need to make a move if you want to succeed, because most cigars in our industry, you need to do it. They need to be hand sold, they need to be sampled together, and need a lot of events and things like that associated to it. So yeah, that's where we're lean and mean now. I would say our portfolio is probably as lean as it's ever been. I say that, but like the Tatiana line has over 100 SKUs.
Yeah,
So I was gonna say there's like a
right.
million Tatianas.
It's still growing. Yeah, it's going.
Right. So there's, but as far as brands go, like we're set up with the Tatianas, the Nesters, the Africas, and now the Outcasts. So it's a small group of brands, all owned by Miami Cigar that we all have together under the same umbrella. But it allows our guys to focus in more on everything proprietary and really push it out. But with Outcast, another fun part is it's gotten me back into the street. So we've been like 4 or 5 years without visiting the stores as often. We would see them in conventions, but not actually going to the store and visiting the staff. And now the whole education piece and getting the product out there, getting back into the stores has been fun. It's like you're rejuvenated, right? Like I love like the whole thing. Like now I don't want to get out again. our children are all away in college or already graduated college, so we're empty nesters. Like, so it's like it gives me the ability like to get out there and do it. Tatiana just did her first event in like 10 years on Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, she did. My wife is very shy. Like, she's like the opposite of her father. For those that have met Nestor and those who haven't, he's like the ultimate showman. Like, this guy is like, loves to be around people, loves to be promoting the brands, loves to be promoting the company. He's a salesman. He loves it. My wife is like the total opposite of her father. So we would have, we were at the Enthusiast, the magazine. They did a cigar and spirits tasting in New York and Long Island on Thursday, and we were in the area, so we're like, all right, we're gonna go. And I told her, I'm like, all right, you want to go? Like, I'm going, we're there. And she's like, yeah, I guess, sure, I'll do it. We showcased her brand. Right, didn't make a big deal she was going, or no one knows. Like, everyone knows the brand, but nobody really knows like my wife. And then the fans of Tatiana's are just so like passionate. They're like, oh my god, my favorite cigar. And I would get up to them and I would whisper, be like, that's Tatiana. And they're like, what? I'm like, that's Tatiana. They're like, no way. They were like, her jumper. They're like, can we take pictures? They take a picture.
I'm pretty sure she's like, thanks, Jason. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, do that again.
Never
like,
again.
These people smoke your cigar for like 20 years. They've been enjoying your product. Imagine they never even thought of who Tatiana was or anything like it. And then one night, just out of coincidence, you're there, and like, I gotta tell them. So she took a bunch of pictures.
Absolutely.
And Nestor would like ask them to take more pictures, but my wife was like, yeah, it was total opposite.
Take
So
all
I
the
was like,
pictures.
yeah, I was like, you had fun? And she was like, yeah, it was fun. I'm like, all right, well, on Saturday we got another event that we're doing. We had the Smoke and Nose event in Pennsylvania, and she's like, no, I'm leaving tomorrow.
I love you. Something's. I think I left the stove on. I gotta go.
Yeah. She was like, that's it. That's enough of that. I'm like, all right, well, you'll be back in 10 years.
That's
So 10 more years hiatus, and she'll get back into it. But we'll see. It'd be cool to get her involved in more of the events and stuff, especially it's named after and everything. But I know how to pick my battles, and that one I'll kind of just like, look at you guys, everybody nods. Yep.
Smart man.
Yeah.
We're all married.
We're all married.
We get it.
Been married long enough to
We
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So
for sure.
does Tatiana have a favorite Tatiana or not at all?
Yes, she does. She does, and it is the least selling. So it's Mandarin is the one that she likes the best, and it's only offered in the mini tins, the mini bundles, and Dolce, which is another small size. So it's not in any of our like best selling sizes besides the mini tin, but that's always been her favorite, and that's the one that she always liked. So now we released two amaretto and cappuccino at the show, which were flavors that we had already, but just in the classic size, which is our best selling size. So we were coming out with the flavors, which flavors we should introduce. So when she saw that, she was like, oh, that's awesome. She's like, what happened to Mandarin? I was like, no, we didn't do Mandarin.
I love you, but I have
don't worry about
bad
it. Yeah, so now I definitely have to. Now that she saw that, now she's like on me for the Mandarin. She's like, Mandarin needs to come out. I'm like, I got you. She's like, I don't ever ask for anything. This is my brand. I'm like, I got you. You're right. You're totally right.
Yes,
Fair
dear.
enough.
But it's always from traveling at the beginning. It was always like I would take my Nestor samples and the Don Lino samples and the La Aurora samples, Toscanos, like get everything packed up and ready to go. And our best seller, I wouldn't take samples. Because we don't really sell the Tatiana's one. The store has it already. We just offer them what's new and they place it. Like it's not really like one that we give samples unless we're at an event. So I wouldn't take it. And she's like, "Where are your Tatiana samples?" I'm like, "Fuck." I don't have. And then, or we'll be like out, like we'll be out and we'll be out that night. Like she'll be whatever city I'm working, and then at night we'll go to dinner. And then like, oh, a guy will come by and I'm like, I'll give him an extra Miranda. Hey, you gotta try this tonight, whatever. Great. It's like, oh my wife smokes, but she likes more of like a sweeter cigar. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, I don't even have one. So stupid. And I would feel like, I know you guys know that feeling too. Just the eyes, like they're going through you. Like,
You can feel them.
I told you so look without saying that.
Yeah, I don't even want to look left. Like I'm not even gonna look over there because I know it. And she's right. The problem is she's right. That makes it even worse.
Right.
I'm like, you're right. And then so I had to fix that real quick. Like then I was like, all right, that's it. Always tins in there all the time. Golf bag. Always have Tatianas. You never know. So I always have them with me now because I learned my lesson too many times. But it's yeah, definitely. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah,
for
That's
sure.
it.
Never look the predator in
Preach.
the eye.
Never looked a predator in the eye.
I like that. I like that. That is cool.
Well, I am getting to the sad part of my cigar where it's actually burning my lips, and I don't want to put it down.
They're like 5
I really
minutes.
don't. You
I like
do,
that.
but you draw it out. So I think we need to rate them. So for mine, I'll be 100% honest. This is
Please.
the first pipe tobacco cigar that it actually tastes like pipe tobacco throughout the entire thing. And it is
Like that.
enjoyable. And it doesn't have that heat that you do when you get a pipe, right? Because those tend to get a little bit hotter on the lips and everything like that. This does not until
It does when you get to
burning
that
your
point,
lips.
Gibbs.
When you get to this point, it does burn your lip.
But all cigars do
until
that at that point.
Yeah.
That's not
Up until
different.
that
That's
point,
normal.
You don't have that heat. And it's just enjoyable. It's a really good taste. I mean, I really dig this cigar. I like the Outcast. I was a little, shy about it at first, but you've definitely convinced me. This is a good cigar. Like I said, if I'm looking for that pipe tobacco in my cigar, this is the first one that I can say, literally, I can taste the pipe tobacco almost throughout the entire thing, and I enjoy it.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a leaf cutter approved. So that's a pretty high rating for us. If it's approved by us, it's a high rating from us.
Nope. Appreciate that.
So how about you, Andy?
Shit, you use the new ratings. I don't have those like.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
was
I don't know what the
expecting
hell
the
that is.
numbers.
Fine.
Did
It'd
you
be
send a memo?
4.75.
okay.
I did.
Yeah.
You didn't listen, but it's okay. It's
Did it-
It's in the,
4.75
it's
out
in
of
the
5.
text.
I don't have the spreadsheet. I don't know what the thing is. So
The
Did
formula.
you send your GPS recorder?
yeah, there's like
All right.
this
How about
thing that has to do with the time of day and what you've had to drink and like whether or
Can you still
not
feel
your wife's
feelings?
doing complicated.
Is it
all
weird
right, so
that
just
your
give me your
emails
score.
always go to my
I'll
trash
give you the
folder?
rating. How about that? Yeah, that's probably the one you put in the trash folder, buddy. Yeah, that's it.
They all go to the trash folder. Don't worry about it.
That's all the text messages. He deletes every one of them every time we
He's
send
like, I
one.
don't want any of that. I don't want any of
They're
that.
evidence.
God, all this yapping.
Wait, you
My
sent
wife
text?
saw like, you still doing the podcast? I'm all like, no, honey. I swear to God, I'm not doing nothing.
Oh, that's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your
Yeah,
turn. now.
Andy.
All right. All right. So Gibbs says he was skeptical. Well, what did you say? You were
But it's really
Shy.
you're shy about it and a little reserved
shy.
about it.
Reserved.
Yeah,
I
how
was
about that?
skeptical because the word sweet tip really always just kind of makes me just go, really? But that being said, pleasantly surprised. It was really subtle.
Like
And
that.
it wasn't, and it's not still on my lips. And that, to me, that's a huge plus. Because we've all had those sweet tip cigars that are like, oh, I'm going to taste this for the rest of the day. It doesn't matter what I eat or drink, unless I'm drinking Clorox. And Tide Pods don't taste good. So that being said, it burned really well. I had to touch it up a couple of times, but it's been fucking storming like a motherfucker all, since we got off work until like right before the podcast. I've got the fan on, it's not the cigars. I'm not blaming the cigar for a wonky burn on occasion. I'm with Gibbs. It maintained that pipe flavor throughout, but it was still really clean. And that's, that's interesting to me. And I did actually really enjoy it. I'm actually gonna give it a 5 because it kind of blew my mind. Stop looking so fucking surprised, Gibbs.
I'm surprised.
astonished.
I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked.
I'm gonna give it because it hit all the things for me, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I've really enjoyed it. So that's it. That's what we're.
So that would be
Awesome.
a leaf cutter approved. I don't know how hard that one was. And just so you know, Jason, our scale goes 1 to 5. So 5 is the highest
Okay.
you can get.
Awesome.
let's-
Love
Most
that.
of us from the South, we can't count past 5. So
It's
Pretty much.
I need my
you
fingers.
can do the thing
One hand.
with the yeah.
yeah, it's the whole hand.
And being from Georgia, like me, Robert, and Grimm are, we can appreciate the Outcast. I'm just saying.
Right?
Yeah, that's where they're from. Outcast is from right here in
Love
Georgia.
it. That's right.
You
Atlanta.
You realize we're from the same state. Just because I live in
No, no,
Louisiana
no.
doesn't mean I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gave up all your Georgia
You're a
rights.
traitor.
Go to hell.
Yep, you're a traitor.
I
How
hate
about
you
you,
all.
Grimm?
I mean, the date went well enough. I was still a little weird about the entire, like being catfish thing. but I gave it an honest to God effort, and like she was all like, "I'm sweet," and I'm all like, "I'm not, motherfucker," and I might text her in a couple days. We'll see how it goes. My pairing for this was interesting.
Monster?
No.
It wasn't Monster. I'm surprised.
Moonshine.
Whoa.
Got the shine.
Moonshine.
You got the clear
It's
liquor.
Damn.
salted chocolate, and I
did.
kept on, man, I shouldn't have any more moonshine, and I was like, but the salted chocolate's delicious. Oh my god, it was so good. So, I didn't have any problems with the cigar. I'm not a sweets person, so that was really the only turn on for me, because like I enjoyed it. It was, as I said, it was like hot cocoa. I'm not like I would recommend it to people that do enjoy cigars that have a flavor to them. It is very good, so I'm gonna give it a 4.5, even though like if it was flavored and I didn't enjoy it, it'd be a lot lower. Like it's a very well made cigar. It is, the sweet tip was a good add-on. It was pretty good. And as I said, the shine gave it that little extra salted goodness. So like it's good.
Very cool.
All right.
The
What is
shine.
that?
I like
Is
that.
that leaf cutter approved, or is that worth our time? What's the rating? I don't know.
That is Leafcutter approves.
Okay, I got it. Leaf cutter approved. We're good.
That's it. Robert?
Okay, so Gibbs
Wait,
brought it up.
Robert's not done. You're not done with yours?
No,
I know,
am
right?
Thoroughly enjoying
wow.
this. Thank you very much. Having being the only one who's ever met Outcast in life,
Mm.
I can tell you this is
Just
as
name
unique
drop it.
as they really are. Okay. Well, I used to bowl at the same bowling alley he went to, that Big Boy went
Boy,
to, and
yeah.
Big Boy actually came into my store a few times to buy CDs, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
Was
That's
he
it,
boosting
and
his own
then-
sales?
And then during the speaker box release, that's where I met Andre. So that was a pretty cool chapter in my life. But this is a 5.0 cigar from beginning
go.
to end. Everything I like about a cigar was there, and definitely gonna have some more of these.
Awesome. Thank you.
Leafcutter approved. And Zach.
Well, I'm just gonna echo a bunch of shit you all already said. So my
You had shine?
when I was a kid, no, I don't have any shine.
Damn it.
When I was a kid, my dad used to smoke a pipe, and I always loved the way that smelled, and so pipe tobacco has a special place in my heart. But I just suck at smoking a pipe, and this is like the version that I can smoke
Reach.
well.
Right.
And as far as flavors go, it's kind of chocolatey, and it's kind of like coffee and cream, like Gibbs was saying. And I gotta give it like a 4.9, because it's like I'm just flabbergasted by it. It's probably a 5, I gotta be honest, but I'm flabbergasted.
You're fixing the rating. It's fine.
So I'm
I
gonna give it the
appreciate that, guys.
4.9. This is a fantastic cigar, and I'm looking forward to having another one, because it's the right different cigar for I've been smoking a bunch of whatever, and I want something different, and this is the different that I definitely dig. And the sweet tip, like Andy was saying, usually turns me off. If I have a sweet tip cigar, a lot of times it just distracts me from the rest of the cigar, and this is the right amount of sweet tip to complement the cigar, and it's just so well balanced. And the retro is so smooth. It's killer, man. Well
Awesome.
done.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Another
Thanks, all of you.
Leafcutter
I really appreciate it.
That's Leafcutter approved all around right there.
Yeah.
Checks in the
Let's
mail.
do it.
I was not expecting that. I read that this was a pipe tobacco cigar, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, I like pipe tobacco, but we'll see.
Yeah, but a lot of times you read that it has pipe tobacco in it, and it has a hint of it, but then it just dies off, at some point in the cigar. That one did not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I could taste it throughout the entire thing, and I'm really impressed by that. And that's why I gave it such a high rating.
Apparently,
That's
a
really
bottle
interesting.
cap is enough to make it work.
That's all you
Evidently,
need.
that's all you need.
That's all
I
you
will
need.
say,
I'm thinking ahead. I'm changing my cigar for the morning. Go ahead, Grimm. Sorry.
I will say usually my issue with flavored cigars and such is the strength of the actual flavor itself that it overtakes the tobacco. And you can really tell in the Outcast that it does have its tobacco flavor on top of the chocolate and the, as I said, the hot cocoa flavor and such. Like it was a really good strength to the flavor. Like it was subtle, you know. It was finesse in a cigar, you know, for a flavor. So it was, you know, for me, as I said, like if it would have been any other flavored cigar, I would have been rated a lot lower just because like I can't stand the strength of the flavor. You know, I had a vanilla one the other day that I literally like I had like 3 or 4 puffs of and put it down. We're not gonna name it, but Gibs had a couple puffs of the same one and it blew his palate. You know, like.
Gotcha.
I got that freebie.
Yeah.
It's still in the box.
Yeah, we won't talk about that one.
No, we're not naming that one.
We're not naming that one. But go ahead, take the time, take the floor. Let us know what's going on with Miami Cigar in the next couple of months. You know, kind of let people know what's going on, and it's all yours, man.
Definitely. So now we're hitting back into the market. So we just saw everybody at the trade show. So looking forward to visiting stores. Hopefully we get to stores near you guys. Promoting the Tatianas, the Outcast, which is our new baby, and the Nestor brands as well. Looking forward to getting to some of those multi-vendors, some big events coming out in the next couple months. And definitely, if you guys are interested or looking for Outcast cigars, visit outcastcigars.com. Find the retailer near you. The Tatianas or the Nestors, you just go to miamicigar.com. The page is under construction right now, which kind of sucks, but it does have the find the retailer link is still active on there, so you can still find that retailer active and go ahead and find out something near you. Our socials, so at Miami Cigar would be that's the company one, the overview of everybody. Then we have the Tatiana Cigars, Outcast Cigars, and Nestor Brand Cigars, all with their own handles. So please check us out, follow us, become fans of the products. We really, really appreciate it. It's a small family business, started in 1989. So we're doing what we can do out there and just having a great time doing it. I appreciate you guys on the call too for giving me the time to speak my mind and talk about our brands and just get the word out there about Outcast, because it's I really believe in the product. Like I said, it's a fun project that we're doing. I want everybody to have a good time with.
Awesome.
I have one other question before we cut. As I said, like this is like a first for me as far as it goes for infused cigars, like enjoying them and such. And I believe we've said that Tatiana are flavored as well. Do you have a Tatiana line one that is comparable in strength to the Outcast?
So the Tatianas will be more like full flavored, like more direct and much sweeter than these. So it would be a different smoking experience. The Tatiana Delights is a sweet tip cigar, so 100% long filler, Connecticut wrapper, and just a sweet tip on it. But it is a stronger sweet tip as well. So those are the Tatiana consumers really looking. Say it again. Delights has no infusion. It just has the sweet tip on it, but it is a much stronger sweet tip as well. The consumer Tatianas, they love a really sweet cigar, so we try to provide them with that experience every time they smoke the product.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. And on that note, we're just going to say good night.
Good night. Man, that was a great show yesterday. You really knocked it out of the park finding the final digit of pi.
What can I say, man? The universe and its dark matter-filled soul is channeled through my brain. I am a conduit to the epoch, which is the span of time in which the one true tinfoil's hat in the sky's vast knowledge is obtained.
Yeah. So you said pi was 3.1 Bovida? I have questions.
May your words inherit the wisdom of the jungle lemur.
Do you know what Bovida is?
The great humidification system of the cigar confinement system. Cigars are prisoners to our desires, and we are the wardens with the keys on our hips.
And they do what?
They regulate the humidity in the leaf's dungeon, man. They ensure the moisture the tasty dead tobacco leaf needs to thrive in their afterlife's patient yet excruciating wait to be set on fire for our pleasure.
And what is pi?
Hopefully apple.
Okay. I'm going to make some phone calls. Are you at home?
No.
Stay there.
Hold on.